Hello everyone, today I will be discussing 6 tips to help start your journey. So, the first thing I'll be going over is official scrambling and how to do it. Okay, so official scrambling is basically a scramble that is generated by a machine and not by a person in order to reduce the chance of the scramble being too hard or too easy. Because if you do it, you might know exactly what you're doing and mess the whole thing up because you decided to make it too easy for yourself or too hard for someone else. So official scrambles are basically machine generated scrambles that are done by humans, but then they have a picture of what the scramble will look like when it's done so that you can cross verify and make sure you're not cheating. And basically, there is an actual way of scrambling aside from just reading the letters and executing them. So how you scramble is with white on top and green on the front. So when someone says scramble this for me, you're going to read the scramble and execute it with white on top and green on front. So now we're going to practice a scramble in this exact configuration, and we're going to cross verify it with a picture of that scramble. Okay, so the scramble should be at the top of the screen. U F B dash L dash U R D dash B2 F R F dash U L2 R B dash D2 U R2 F2 R2 L B dash L dash D2 U. And now if you guys get the same thing as this, I'm going to show you the whole thing, then you've done the scramble right. And not only are scrambles used for my videos, they're used for almost any and all cube tutorials on YouTube. So you have to do this right in order to progress any farther, I guess. And so, yeah, that is how you do official scrambling. Always white on top, green on front. Now, let's move on to the next thing. Second tip that I have for you is to always use inspection time. So what inspection time is it's a period of 15 seconds that is used to look at the cube before you solve. And it's done after you scramble. And so why you should use inspection time is, 1, it's used in official competitions, and 2, if you take forever just looking at the cube and figuring out where to put things, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to waste more time than you should have. So in that 15 seconds, you should plan out how you're going to do your cross. And that will make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, but you still don't take extra time to plan out things and give yourself an unfair advantage. And in real life, when someone asks you to solve a cube, you will get about that amount of time to look at it. So 15 seconds makes sense. For example, I'm going to scramble this, and I'm just going to look how to do my cross. And after 15 seconds, I'm going to start the timer. And if you're doing this for someone, like they're timing you, you don't want to take forever just looking at it and deciding what to do. If you take too long decisions, you're not going to get faster either. And that's why, in reality, you should use inspection time, because it's used in competitions and it also makes sense in real life. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing. third tip that I have for you is to increase efficiency and not speed. So what that means is basically is that you should increase how efficient you're trying to do something, not how fast you're trying to do it. Because if you are doing something fast but not efficiently, you'll get frustrated and you won't be able to decrease your time as much as you would have if you had been efficient first. I'm not saying that you shouldn't increase your speed. I'm just saying that you should be efficient at what you do before you increase your speed of doing things. Like, for example, when you're solving the white and you can't do this case where the white is kind of at the top, you can't line it up, and instead you turn it into this bad case where the white is like this and then solve it. That's not being efficient, and that will just get you slowed because you're doing the same thing more times than you have to. So you have to learn everything properly before you start increasing your speed, because then you'll be good at what you're doing and fast, and that is what you want. And you might see that your times are decreasing if you increase speed without increasing efficiency first. But after a while, you get really frustrated and you won't be able to break some barriers that you would have easily if you had just increased your efficiency first and learned everything to the fullest extent. Like, learned it fully and without hesitation been able to do it. So yeah, that is why you should increase efficiency and not speed first. My fourth tip is to not just limit yourself to one cube. So basically what that means is you shouldn't just limit yourself to 3x3 or what you started learning first. You should have fun in cubing. And if you can't have fun, or learning algorithms or practicing stuff is boring for you, then you can take a break and certainly move to other puzzles like the 4x4 or the 2x2. And that is what makes cubing so fun. It has a lot of variety. And yeah, not everyone likes 3x3, so you can do 2x2 instead. Or if you want a challenge, you can do 4x4. My tutorials for them will be coming out pretty soon. So that is my advice on why you shouldn't just do 3x3. Because if you find something boring, you don't have to do it. You can move on to other things and come back to it later. Actually, I find that 2x2 and 4x4 have actually helped me do 3x3 better. It helps me understand how the pieces work more and understand how my methods work more. And that is another reason why you shouldn't just stick to one cube, because then you'll be bored and you won't learn as fast. And you certainly want to learn fast because you don't want to be stuck learning and not solving. And yeah, that is why you shouldn't just do one cube. And yeah, that's my fourth tip. Fifth tip is to upgrade to a better cube. And what I mean by this is, most people start out with this, a Rubik's Cube, but they don't necessarily know how well it performs when they get it. They just want to know how to solve it. They don't know if it's the best or what a speed cube is even. And what I mean by this is, the Rubik's Cube can't really corner cut. I'll show you. It has trouble doing that. But speed cubes can corner cut. Like this. And it's just really noisy. And when I started out with a Rubik's Cube, after a while, I felt trapped and felt like I couldn't improve anymore. And my fingers also were starting to hurt. So if those things happen to you, there are good Speedcube sets that can corner cut and turn without much effort for less than the Rubik's Cube. So yeah, you shouldn't just limit yourself to a not good Speedcube, and just get a better one for less than this. And yeah, that is tip number 5. Final and most important tip is to interact with other cubers. So, if you're just cubing alone and you don't understand something, there's a chance that you're never going to understand it unless you talk to someone about it. So it's nice to talk to people about what you're doing, because then you'll understand what you're doing, and the people will also be able to help you if you have any questions. So how I would do this is either to find some cubing group on social media or something like that, or there's this site called speedsolving.com. It's a very good site for beginning speedcubers, because when you ask a question on there or you need help with something, there are expert speedcubers on there that are under 10 seconds, a lot of them, and can help you with almost anything. And yeah, if you do something alone, it's not that great as compared to if you do it with other people's help. So yeah, I'll include the link to speedsolving.com. And yeah, you should not do cubing alone, even though it is a competitive sport that doesn't necessarily include opponents. And so yeah, that is the final tip, and I'll see you next time on V6 Cubing.